Okay, in this tutorial we're going to go over the Bulgarian split squat or the rear foot elevated split squat. Effectively they're the same thing, okay, just two different names. This is a great exercise. It's a progression from your standard split squat and or lunges. Can be a great way to just progress the difficulty of the exercise and intensify the movement a little bit more. Okay, it can be great as either a home program or in the gym where we can load it up a little bit more. Really what I want to do here is I want to find an elevated surface. Now it could be anything from a fairly small step to something that's even a little bit bigger than this bench here. So it could be even a little higher. I think anything higher than that, you're kind of going to lose position and form a little bit during the movement. So just be mindful of that. Okay, but a standard bench at the gym works fine. Really what I want to do in this drill is I want to put my back foot up on the bench. Now I personally like to come slightly towards the edge of the bench just to kind of grip it a little bit. The alternative also is to flatten out the foot completely, which can be quite nice if you've got a nice padded bench as well. That would depend more on what is comfortable for your foot. Okay, so from this position here, what I'm going to do effectively is I'm a big fan of just softening that back hip a little bit, right? So I'm actually not staying really upright in this position, because all you're going to feel during the movement then is a stretch through the back leg, which is often something that clients tend to report when doing this exercise first. Now, once again, if the intention is stretching the back hip, that's okay, but more often than not what we're trying to achieve in this movement is more tension and more contraction through the front leg, front quadricep in particular, so the front thigh muscle here, and a little bit more glute as well because of the depth in the movement. So if I take a little bit of pressure off that front hip, so I'm just dropping into it a little bit, which will create a slight forward lean in my torso, which is totally fine. I'm still maintaining a fairly straight position from my head to my bum, so I'm not here, okay? If we still imagine that neutral spine concept, which I've spoken about quite a bit in my videos, okay, from there what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower down into that position and then drive back up. Now you'll notice I kind of went down and back slightly, okay, to keep, once again, pressure on that front leg. Okay, slowly going down and then drive back up. The goal or the intention is to get the back knee down towards the ground, which is really critical in terms of that full range of motion. Now, of course, if you can't do it based on pain or discomfort, then you'd want to decrease that range of motion slightly. The goal would be to go down with control, a good 2 to 3 seconds, and then we're going to drive back up. Now, if I want to bias even a little bit more glute, right, I would even bend over a little bit more, which is going to create a little less knee bending again. Okay, so that would even bias the bum a little bit more than the quadricep. Okay, which can be useful in some circumstances. So just be aware of how that might alter the movement. Okay, in terms of where to place your foot, really once again, it's about that comfort. Okay, you should see that knee drift towards the front of the toes, and then come back up. You should maintain full contact of the foot, as I've spoken about in previous videos about lunges and split squats.